Hi boys and girls, it's Mrs. Klein. We're going to work on our math for week 4, and it's going to be about missing numbers and multiplication and division, and also word problems and creating those word problems. So let's get started with our day 1. So the objective in math, I can create and solve simple one-step equations that can be solved using addition, subtraction, multiplication, division facts. Today I can solve one-step equations and fact families by using inverse operations. What are inverse operations? How does the inverse operation help you find the value of a variable? A variable is something that we don't know. It's an unknown. So let's review some information. A fact family. It's a group of related numbers in both addition and subtraction. So if I had the fact family of 3, 4, and 7, I can have 3 plus 4, it equals 7. I'm only using these numbers. I can now switch this and have 4 plus 3, it still equals 7. And now I could take my bigger number and make a subtraction problem. 7 minus 4 equals 3. I'm only using these 3 numbers still. 7 minus 3 equals 4. Remember, you cannot start a subtraction with a 4 or a 3 here because it has to be the largest number. So this is called a fact family. So some guided practice for us is using these nice triangles to help us with a fact family. We could do the same thing with multiplication. So I have 3, 4, and 12, and I can make this 3 times 4 equals 12. 4 times 3 equals 12. Now, same as subtraction, with division, I have to start with this bigger number, which was our product. I'm going to put it over here and have 12 divided by 4 equals 3. 12 divided by 3 equals 4. But let me show you how that looks on here. So I would always have my biggest number here, which in this case is going to be my 12. And then I can have 3 and 4 here. It doesn't matter which side I decide to put those two factors on. And then you're either multiplying or you're dividing. Okay, I've got my 4, 3, and 24. So what is my biggest number? The 4, the 6, or the 24? You're right, it was 24. It goes on top here. And then it won't matter which one of these I put here, 4 or the 6. In this case, I have an unknown. I have 4 times a number equals 24. Sometimes you might see them put a number like an n in here to represent that. It doesn't mean anything. It just means that this is a variable. We don't know what it is. So we can go back to our fact family pyramid here, our triangle, and go, well, what is missing? I've got the 24, I've got the 6, oh, it's the 4. So my n is going to be 4. Let's try another one. 4 times something equals 24. So I can look back here again. I've got 4, I've got the 24. What's missing? It's the 6. Well, that's not too difficult. I'm going to do division. 24 divided by 6. Well, that's normally written that way. So I've got 24, I've got 6, and oh, here's my 4. 24 divided by 4. What am I missing? I am missing the 6. Okay. So let's try another. Fact families. 4, 8, and 32. I'm going to put those in here so I'm ready. Okay, we have a 6, 7, and a 42. All right, let's see if we can come up with our numbers. Hopefully you're already thinking 4 times what equals 32? When you're looking in here, what number is missing? You're right, it's the 8. 8 times a number equals 32. What is my variable? What would be my answer for that blank there? Which number in here? It's the 4. 32 divided by 4 equals 8. 32 divided by something equals 4. All right, which number did we not use in our fact family? It was the 8. Okay, fact family is 6, 7, and 42. I have 6 times what number equals 42? 6 times 7. Okay, some number times 6 right here is going to equal, oh, that's supposed to be 42. Those got mixed up. 42, and so it would be 7. Okay, our next one. 42 divided by 6, what number is missing in here? Our missing number would be a 7. 42 divided by 7, what's missing? It's a 6. So this isn't too difficult whenever we have these nice factor trees here and it gives us all of our fact family. Okay, let's do another one together. Fact family. What is it going to be? 5, 6, and 3, 30. Okay, so I can see they're not giving me a triangle here, but I'm going to make one because I want to make sure. I know it helps me. Okay, they're giving us a 5, a 6, and our big number is 30. It goes on top. Multiply or divide. Okay, so what times what would equal 30? What would I put in there when I'm looking at my triangle here? Hopefully you're thinking, I could just do this in order. 5 times 6 equals 30. Okay, let's try another one. Can I put my 30 here and do 30 times and then pick one of these smaller numbers? No, I cannot. Remember, when we're multiplying, we multiply 2 smaller numbers to get a bigger number. So I'm going to switch it. I'm going to have the 6 on this side, the 5, and then I'm going to have 30. I don't know if you saw that before. Division. So with division, remember, we always start with the bigger number, the number on top. And then I can choose either one of these. 5, and what did I not use? The 6. Let's try another one. Division always has to start with the larger numbers. So there's the 30, the number on top. And what did I not use? I used the 5 first, so now I just switch it. 6 goes here, and then equals 5. 30 divided by 6 equals 5. Here's another fact family. 7, 8, and 56. Okay, what number goes on the very top? Always goes on the top is the larger number, so 56. And then I can put the 7 and the 8 here. It doesn't matter which order. Okay, so I'm going to multiply, which means my big number is the answer, is my product. So 7 times 8 equals 56. Let's do the next one. Remember, there's 4. There's 4 fact family problems that you can write out. So 2 multiplication, 2 division. So I cannot start with 56 because I'm multiplying the 2 smaller numbers, so we're just going to switch those. 8, 7, 56. In division, we start with the big number, the one that's on the top here. So it's going to be 56. And then I can choose either one of these numbers. I'll do 8, and that one already has a 7. One more. We always start with the bigger number on top, 56 in this case. And I'm going to switch these two so I have a different fact family written out. There we go. So those are our fact families for this one. 7 times 8 equals 56. 8 times 7 equals 56. 56 divided by 8 equals 7. And 56 divided by 7 equals 8. All right. Let's try this with a word problem. At the concert last night, there were 9 rows of seats. In each row, there were unknown number of seats. And then all together, there are 56 seats in all. So I'm just going to make a little thing here. I've got 56 as my large number. I don't know if you guys saw that, 54. 54 is my large number. The concert last night, there were 9 rows of seats, so that's going to be one of my smaller numbers, 9. And in each row, I've got this word each row, there was an unknown. So I've got 9 times an unknown number equals 56. That's what I have. Okay, so I don't know what this is. So I'm going to put a little box in here to help me remember that I've got to try and figure out what that would become. And this is where we would be learning our multiplication facts and trying to figure that out. But if I don't know what that is, I can draw and I can make pictures, I can skip count. I can do any of those strategies that you've learned so far in the other weeks to help me come up with this answer. So I'm going to draw, let's see what I have room for. We'll do 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I'm making 9 and I'm going to put them in here till I get to 56. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50, 51, 52, 53, 54. And I keep doing that 54, 56. Sorry about that. 54. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 in each one. Oh, that's my other number. 9 times 6 is 54. So now I can say that n, the number of unknown number of seats, is going to be 6 seats in each row. So I've solved that one. The story can be solved using this equation, which they use. They put a blank there. I put an n so you can get used to the word variable. Using the number sentence to find out how many seats there are. And Mrs. Klein already went ahead and did all of that. So we'll see how they did that. Okay. Sorry, went ahead. So this is a multiplication problem, so you will use the inverse, which would become division, is what we ended up doing. And they have all these wonderful fact family pieces put in there. Which equation helps me for solving the missing number? And I'm hoping that you guys are looking at this equation here. To make it into division, which is the opposite, the inverse, you're going to use 54 divided by 9. So I did. I put my 9 little circles in there, and I took the 54, and I divided them out until I got my answer, which was 6. All right. All of my 6s have been put in there now. All right, here's a guided practice one. There are some dogs in the backyard, and there are 16 paws in the backyard. How many dogs are there in the backyard? This story problem can be solved by using, there's 4. Let me go through and look at this. Let's see, we've got 16 paws. And we have some dogs. We don't know how many they are. There's some dogs. So that's going to be my unknown. How many dogs are there in the backyard? So it's telling me that, remember that our dogs have 4 paws on their legs. So we're trying to figure that out. So we have 4 times some number. We don't know how many dogs there are. And then we have, and it's going to equal 16. So we can write out the fact family for this equation. Remember to write the blanks first and then solve for the missing number to fill in the blanks. So what would be the inverse of this? The inverse is the opposite. So I'm going to use division. I've already got my big number in division. And I'm going to use the 4 to figure out what my answer is going to become. So as you're going through and you're doing your division on here, we'll go ahead and do 4 big circles. We're going to take and divide the 16 or split it up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. And each one of these circles have 4. So my answer would have been that there's 4 dogs, because 4 times 4 equals 16. Just want to make sure you understand where this 4 came from, because you don't see it anywhere written in here. It talks about there's some dogs, and it says that there's 16 paws. So remembering that a dog has 4 legs, 4 paws. So that's why that's 4. Okay, now we're going to create a division. So you choose a fact family, you come up with the situation. Remember, one of the numbers will be an unknown. And you're going to create the question and show the equation with the missing number. Okay, so let's use 2, 5, and 10. This is a multiplication and division family. So we always want to use something that's going to be kind of easy, one that you know you're pretty good at. So we can kind of go through our 5s and go, we can go through our 2s and figure out what this would become pretty quick. So I'm going to put them up here, just so we have it. We have 10 as our large number. I have a 2 and a 5. I could multiply or divide. Okay, so I come up with the situation. So it says, I like chicken nuggets, so let's use those. I think everybody likes them. I have 2 plates of chicken nuggets. When I finished eating them, I had eaten 10 nuggets. I left off the 5. Did you notice that? I have 2 plates and of these chicken nuggets. When I get done, though I've eaten 10 of them, but I didn't tell you how many chicken nuggets are on each plate. I didn't give you that part. So it would look like this. How many chicken nuggets were on each plate would be our question. 2 times, this is how many is on the plate, equals 10. 2 times some number equals 10. It's unknown. We would do the inverse operation, and we would make this 10 divided by 2 equals, and now we don't know what that number is. So an equation is a problem that needs to be solved. One-step equation means that you need to do one step to be able to solve it. You're either going to multiply, you're going to add, or you'll subtract, or you'll do addition to figure it out. Today you're going to solve one-step equations with missing variables. There's that variable. So a variable is an unknown number that we replace with a symbol or a letter. In this case, we have stars. So 3 plus this number equals 7. And we know that 3 plus 4 equals 7, so my little star equals 4. So let's practice some. Okay, so here we would take what we do know. We know we have 40. And I'm going to make it the opposite. So I'm going to make this 40, and I'm going to have my 30 here. I'm going to subtract these 2 to try and figure out what my answer would be. So 0 and 1. So this one right here would be 10. 40 minus 10 equals 30. Okay, for this one, I'm going to make it 35. But my larger number is the 42, so I'm going to put that on top. I have to make that smaller. Okay, we're going to regroup because look, I have a 2 minus 5. I cannot have 2 and take 5 away from there. So I'm going to go next door, I'm going to borrow a 10 and subtract this. And then a 3 take away 3 is nothing. So I'm going to get the answer of 7. And then for 24 divided by 6, I am going to make my 6 circles. And I'm going to split that 24 up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. And it looks like I have 4 in each one. So my answer here would be 4. So these are variables. Variables can have different shapes. Variables can have a letter like an N or D to stand for dog or whatever we want to put in there. It could be a square box. It could be just a smudge. It could be a blank line. Either one of those would work. Imagine that you're teaching a friend about fact families. And this friend has never heard of fact families before. How would you explain it to them in words to solve a fact family problem? Explain, and we don't have whiteboards, but if you wanted to write it down or if you wanted to tell them, how would you tell them about the fact family? What would you tell them if you're using the number 2, 4, and 6 for multiplication? What would you tell them what a fact family is? So hopefully you're telling them that you can use these 3 numbers and you can multiply them. Or we can divide. Start with our big numbers first. And it helps us to be able to find our answers when we're looking for variables and unknown numbers. All right, boys and girls, have a great day, and don't forget to work on your study island or your exact path lessons.